Warning, warning, warning. Bad price action to come. Please keep your hands inside the moving vehicle so you don't get slapped in the face. And that's our low right there. We're gonna sell it there. Got my 15 handles and got out. I'm gonna take that long on my personal account. Good morning, guys. Tyler here. We just finished up a 2-hour live trading session. We had 2 awesome wins today for over 40 handles. If you are free at 9:20 Eastern Standard Time, would love for you to join us live here on YouTube for free. And if you do trade with Apex, consider using my code DTJ for the most updated discounts on Apex. With that, let's go ahead and check out the recap. Well. Good morning. How are we doing this morning? Been a fantastic weekend. We're getting right into it Monday morning. So grab your coffee, grab your pen and paper, because we're gonna be doing some good stuff today. Today's gonna be a blessed day. The Bible says today is the day that the Lord has made. Today is that day. Even with no news, how are you guys doing this morning? Did you guys have a good weekend? We're gonna be getting going. I'll be going over a higher time frame analysis since it is Monday. The only thing is this candle did run these highs right here and right here. So when we run those highs, we have opportunity for it to drop. 7 a.m. we have right here. So we're pretty jagged. We got some pretty jagged price action. So we got about 8 minutes before the market opens. We're gonna zoom out. All right, so this is the monthly candle. We are in, what week are we in? We are officially starting week 2 of the month. So typically week 1 is either accumulation or it's some type of manipulation. It typically can have its own cycle, its own weekly profile. But on the monthly profile, the second week can either be continued consolidation or it could be the manipulation before the larger move. When we look at this candle though, last week was such an exaggerated move that I'm going to look at this week as more of consolidation. When we go down to the weekly, this could be viewed as accumulation because of where the bodies are. You also could potentially see it as manipulation. If it is the manipulation, this could move higher. I don't think we're going to move higher. I think we're going to play in this weekly fair value gap sitting right here. If this is accumulation, this level could be manipulation. And if we look at this as manipulation, we see coming up into this weekly profile, weekly fair value gap with a potential continuation lower. And the main reason why I like that is we got these obvious weekly lows. We got these lows right here. This will not remain. This will be ran. Whether it's this week, I really do believe it will be this month. We just have to wait and see. So knowing that we reached all the way down here first, I think we're gonna reach up into this weekly fair value gap. We are in this daily fair value gap right now, and the daily fair value gap sits right here. And we are in premium of the daily time frame, wicking into this weekly SIBI or this weekly fair value gap. I want to watch the consequent encroachment of this weekly fair value gap. I want to see if if the bodies are going to respect this level, if the wicks are going to expect this level, if we wick high above it but close below it. I'm looking this as one of my confluences that I want to see price react. We also have these equal highs, so I do believe price is going to wick above that. We now have, it's not even the open, but we have quite a bit of a reaction right here. This is choppy. I'm not interested in this. I want it to get out of it before I consider anything. Let's drop down to the 4-hour here. As you can see, we start seeing some structure. We have this balanced price range, a fair value gap, a SIBI down to the downside, and a BISI to the upside, creating a balanced price range. Fair value gap overlapping fair value gap. You can see how we came down into it and bounce from there. From this reaction, I expect a reaction higher. However, we will have to see what kind of price action we're going to get on a Monday with no news. It's better to expect crap price action and be surprised when you get great price action. The other thing with the price action today, I will be downsizing. I reviewed my trades from last week, and the mistakes that I believe that I've made was not respecting no news days. I need to respect those and be more cautious in those instead of just assuming I can trade any type of market. That's the mistake. That's my takeaway from last week. So we're gonna watch price action here. If we inverse this, this is probably a trade idea right here, but it already hit the high, so it already took out the idea. It may continue, it may come back down. I'm not gonna play with it. I made that mistake last week, and I will not make it again, and I will be disciplined. Right there. This right here, folks, tells me potential warning, 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 bad price action to come. Please keep your hands inside the moving vehicle so you don't get slapped in the face. That's what happened right there. Looks like a VWAP open. I don't use VWAP, Prayerful Trader. I know some other traders do. Watching that 4-hour SIBI. Yeah, so jumping back up to the 4-hour here. Are you looking at this 4-hour SIBI right here as a bullish order block? Is that what how you're considering that? Because that would bring us down to, let's see, that would give us down to this range. That's not bad. We'd run these relatively equal lows here from this morning. We would run the AM, this is the London session hitting the new week opening gap. We might run this initially, guys. If we put on regular trading hours, we're gonna see a gap right here. So there's the gap. If we get some type of inversion setup, breaker setup from right here to the lows, I'll take it. But right now we don't have anything. We just have solid bars. This is set up for a low resistance liquidity run. I just need some type of setup to give me to take this run to these new week opening gaps. I would like to play to the downside first. We just swept the top. I'm gonna view a move lower as manipulation. Okay, I'm gonna view a move lower as manipulation. I do think our move is to the upside, but we just need to find out when it's gonna be. We have some equal lows right here, and then let's drop down to the 15-minute, and we just got a bunch of liquidity sitting right here. This is the only candle at 3:15 this morning that kind of swept these equal lows. That would have been a beautiful play for the London session. That's like a textbook jump in, grab your money and get out session right there. That would have been beautiful. It would be nice if we grab this high again, and from this high we start running to fill this area down here. So this is just buy side liquidity sitting right below the weekly fair value gap. And I want to see it touch this anyway, because we are now in the New York session. Oops, that's a high. But as you can see, we really don't have any type of clear structure or fair value gaps. So I want to see some fair value gaps form. So we need this either to pump or drop, one or the other. I would like us to run and grab these highs and then run lower for this liquidity here. This low resistance liquidity. That's to me the obvious play. We just need to wait for a setup to give us that opportunity. It's raining outside right now. You know what? Last week was such a beautiful week. Sunny, it was warm, and then boom, it's cold and rainy. It's like fall came in a matter of a day. It's still summertime. We still got like a month before fall. Now, what I would like to see is something like this. Something like that. You could also play off this. You could also, I'm assuming this is a breaker. So a bullish breaker. So we have a lower move. If we just continue, if we just change directions right now, that's insane. It's not insane. I've seen crazier things. So we tag this new week opening gap low. Let's see if we drop a little bit lower. I would be interested in something like this to the downside potentially, if there's aggression, depending on where this candle closes in 20 seconds. If it closes it up, it just removes that option completely for us. Which city? We are in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. All right, so there is our potential fair value gap to the downside. I would be open to trading this depending on what the candle looks like. I always look at this as a fake move higher. This could not run in these lows, so we want an option to move our stop to break even fairly quickly here. If we look at this as a move, which there isn't, so it's going to be subjective. But I like the 30-second and the 1 minute overlap with each other. It'd be something like that. Now that we had some type of retracement, we hit this. If we make this into an order block and close above this, we just don't have an upside target. This is the downside to having this fair value gap here. And we don't even really have a breaker. So there's really not an upside move that I can play off of right now. I need more structure. Last week it was really hot. It was like 100. Your body gets so used to it that when it drops down to like 70, 60 degrees, it feels freezing. All right, 5 minutes till 10 o'clock. We're in the macro time. There's opportunities here. We just need to see the clear direction. So it closed below this, especially with this swing low, you would want to move your stop to break even almost immediately. So if we close in 20 seconds, depending on where we're at, you're going to have to make a judgment call if you want to take this short or not.
Order submitted.
And that's our low right there. We're gonna sell it there.
Order canceled.
All right, we took a short there for 15 handles, hit the low, got my 15 handles and got out. You guys saw that there on that wasn't a micro play. I thought I was on micros and copied, but it was on normal mini contract. So took that trade for 15 handles, got a win there. Now, if you are still holding this trade, your stop would be at break even right now. If we come back and hit that level, you're out, or whatever your entry was. Your entry technically would have been like right there. And it looks like we'll probably get stabbed out. Okay, so you'd still be in this trade for a move lower potentially. But your stop's at break even. Your next target, it honestly would be this new week opening gap right here at 30 handles, 39 handles. If it gives me a retracement here, gives me a 1 minute bullish, 2 minute bullish order block here, and then closes above this, I would love that. I would love that. 5 minute closed above. So we do have a change in state of delivery. This I'm not concerned about anymore. That's now irrelevant for me. I'm now looking for opportunities to go long because we do have a change in state of delivery. Ideally, I would love for it to come back down here. This is 50%. So from this low to this high, this is 50% right here. So this is a nice level to consider. We just have these two, this low and high of the new week opening gap. The price could actually stop prematurely to this breaker, the body of this breaker right here. And on the 1 minute, there's not an entry here. Sitting here on the 2 minute, I like the way these candles look on the 2 minute. We put in this 2 minute order block. If we close above here and we're not too high extended, this would be, I would consider this an A. So a light long. Here's the close. I'm going to take that long on my personal account. Looking at these highs sitting, so I'm long or about right there. I'm looking at that, so it's about 20 handles. I'm going to have a hard stop loss at this order block. So if we hit the stop loss, I'll be out. It's a 1-to-1 trade. Targeting specifically these equal highs. I'm going to sell one contract and I'm going to hold and see if we get a higher move. That's what I'll be doing. So I have a limit order already set at these highs. And I'm moving my stop to break even right now. And okay, I sold one contract there. I have one contract left. Stop is now at break even here. I'm looking for this high. Basically, we're going to look for this high right here to be hit. We want to see this body close above. Want to see this body close above if we're going to have a continuation higher. So my stop is at 657. 18,657 is where my stop is at, and more than likely we're going to get stopped out here. So my stop is closer to here. There's my break even point right there. All right, so I'm stopped out there for break even. This is why you have to have a stop loss at break even or higher, especially when we hit these highs. I just wanted to see if we had enough momentum to hit this high, and we didn't. So I took a partial there and stopped out in profit for a 20 handle move. I'd say today was overall a great trading day. I took 2 trades, each for about 20 handles. That's all we need, and we should be done. I mean, the thing that we have to be careful about, and the Lord was convicting me on this, and I know not everybody here may have the same beliefs as me, but the principle is still the same, so you're here, so I'm going to share it, is the Lord was convicting me on being content with what He gives me. Being content to receive from the Lord what He has for me that day. And there's a fine line between receiving and then becoming waiting and wanting to get more, and you find yourself taking other trades because for example, old price is going to hit this equal high. I know it. I'm so convinced on it. How do I get in to actually capitalize on it? And the Lord was convicting me that I was being greedy, that I was having selfish ambition, that I wasn't being patient waiting for the profits that He has for me. So I'm going to be done for the day, but we're going to log out on my personal and my performance accounts.